Hi, everyone. It's Dr. Fred, and welcome to the Friday version of the podcast. Earlier this week, we had a wonderful conversation with Mary Ellen Ciganovich. Mary Ellen is a writer and an experienced, um, we'll say, an inspirer, someone who's been on a lot of radio and TV shows, who's been voted to be Woman of the Year in a couple different occasions, and has really brought forth a new level of inspiration for people who follow her either online or in her shows or in her books. She's especially interested in exploring what the real truth is. And this is not truth that's at a small level, this is like the big truth. And the opportunity is in the conversation with Mary Ellen was to learn a little bit about who she is in her relationship with the divine, who she is in her relationship, therefore, with God, and also who she is in a relationship with the diseases or the conditions that she's had in her past, including some of the conditions that are more social in nature, but specifically conditions like multiple sclerosis and epilepsy, which she has been diagnosed with in the past. She presently believes that she still has these conditions, but she doesn't believe that these conditions are anything except sort of teachers. They're in her life, in her body, so that she could learn what it is that's to be taught to her. And this is really exciting and in a normal, an sort of a unique way to look at disease. The idea that there is no real disease here, it's more or less just an opportunity to learn what there is to learn from having a condition that requires some of this attention. Mary Ellen was, raised in a different sort of way than, in a fairly restrictive manner. And what we learned about this a little bit was how she developed into eventually getting sort of her own mindset. Rather than believing that she would be restricted and constricted by her conditions and her circumstances, as she grew up, Mary Ellen began to really believe that it was mindset and the capacity to change the way you think about the things that are happening either to you or through you or with you, so that you can find a empowering mindset that actually alters what goes on in your world. She spoke a little bit during the interview about how what you think about actually happens. And there was an opportunity to see that if you think about things or even worry about things that you don't want to happen, those things will happen in this lifetime to you, because what you think about actually does get manifested. So why do we get diseases in the first place? Why would we ever get a diagnosis? In Mary Ellen's world, it's because we're here to learn something about those diagnoses. And I really get that. I feel the same way. There's an opportunity to get that everything that happens to us is happening for a reason. And one of the questions we can always ask ourselves is, what am I to learn here? Or how can this affect me? How can I use this to serve others? And this is the important ways to reassess or realign any of our thinking about why things happen to us, rather than simply complaining, worrying, or being afraid of for the future. So it's pretty exciting to speak with her about this and to get her perspective. She has written a few different books, and in these books, there's been an opportunity for her to explore what it really means to be in the truth. In fact, her fourth book is called Truth Lives, and she wrote that just a couple years ago. And she's also written another book, her second book, which was simply called Truth, which was an acronym for Taking Responsibility Unleashes True Healing. And for another book, her first book, which was Healing Words, Life Lessons to Inspire. I have copies of all these books. They're really beautiful, and I invite you to purchase them as well. And you can find Mary Ellen at askmaryellen.com. And that's a great space to find her and to find access to all of her social media connections, including Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and Twitter. And also get that she regularly posts a truth for the day. This comes on iHeartRadio, and it goes through syndication as well. And this is something she's still doing to this very day. So one of the things again that I really felt inspired by was her kind of um, an integrative take at what it really is to have a condition or to have a disease, and what it is, how we can look at life either through love and light or through fear and darkness. And when we look at life through love and light, we get an entire different life experience. This is entirely consistent with my way of thinking as well. And we start looking at really how mindset or how we're taking on the world has everything to do with the world that we get to live into. Now, we think that the data stays the same. We tend to think that the data stays the same, and just changing our mindset only changes the way we think about it. But actually, the data seems to shift as well. And when we're thinking about life from a lit point of view, we get a truly different life than that which we get from the dark point of view. So thank you, Mary Ellen Ciganovich, for being such a wonderful guest earlier this week. Thank you for giving me an opportunity to offer a little bit of commentary on the backside of that. Thank you for being listeners of the Healing the Healer based Healthy Healer podcast. This is Dr. Fred signing off, and we will catch you on the flip side. If you really enjoy the show, I'd appreciate it if you would like it, share it, and comment, as this helps us get the word out for the show to other people who might also benefit from it. Thank you so much. Bye for now.